What up, bros? This is the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And hello, everyone. Oh, just kidding. Stepping all over Caleb. So sorry.
Dude, we need a better intro for guests, because I always forget, they don't know what to do all the time.
Just look deeply into the camera. Hello. Go ahead, Caleb. Introduce me.
Yeah, this is the All Bros podcast, and we are joined by a very special guest, DJ from the Untrained Eye podcast. So, hello, DJ.
Hello. It is my turn to speak now. Good day.
It is your turn.
What's up, bros?
What up?
What up?
Gosh, I'm so freaking awkward. It's not even funny.
Oh, man.
Anyway, we, as in me and Rose, are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we got a couple things to talk about in Funko Focus. We got some new Marvel Pops that I'm super excited for. And then DJ is going to share a Funko story with us, or a not Funko story, however you want to word it.
A lack of Funko story.
And then for our Through the Wall, we're going to be talking about a Hawkeye set photo that was just released and talk about the new Pixar trailer for Luca. And after that, we will be getting into our headliner, which will be our breakdown of Mortal Kombat. I forgot words for,
what?
Like a lot.
I believe in you.
Yeah. So, Mortal Kombat breakdown. Hope you guys are excited, and hopefully I get better at talking by the time this ends. But until then, let's say we get into it, guys.
Let's do it.
Hello, my name is Brooker, and I want to talk to you about my fun horror podcast called Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Each week, I will talk about a different horror movie through one or two ways. Either a kill grade episode, where I come up with a cool rubric to grade the kills in each movie. I'll talk about the style, the method, and how impactful it was on me. At the end of the episode, I'll rank all the kills and tell you which ones are my favorite and which ones I thought sucked. I do also like to get a little academic with the movies and do more of what I call a horror review. I will talk about what was good, what was bad, what types of psychological fears the movie plays off of, and what I thought was the scariest part of the movie, while also throwing in some interpretation and wacky theories for the movie. You can find my podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out on Tuesdays. Also, if you're a YouTube fan, these episodes are made available 48 hours early on my YouTube channel at Autopsy of a Horror Movie. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BruckerHorror, or email me at bruckerhorror@gmail.com to let me know your thoughts and interpretations, or if you have a movie request you'd like for me to do. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and I hope you get to enjoy the show.
Alrighty, first up in Funko Focus. We have a new Marvel line coming out. Well, it's been kind of progressively coming out. So this is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier line. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just ended last week. Last week was the final episode, and so they released some new figures for that. And I'm super freaking pumped.
Yes, dude. Have you seen all the exclusives that they have, like, all over the place?
Oh, yes. So, spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Boo on you. Falcon becomes the new Captain America. And so we get a bunch of new figures with him.
What?
I'm sorry.
It wasn't Bucky?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of new figures with him in his costume. And a lot of freaking bitchin' ones, too. So there's like a new common one. There's a Target exclusive. That's the one I want to get, where he's kind of like in an action pose with his shield and everything.
Is that the one with like the bullets coming off of it? Or is that the Walmart one?
No, that's the Walmart one.
I thought the ones with the bullets is the Amazon one.
It is the Amazon one.
Yeah.
Because I think I got that one, and the Walmart one is the one with I think he's got the wings up. Because the GameStop one is where he's got the wings down. Because that's the one where I'm blah, blah. Hello, hi, I'm DJ from the Untrained Eye, and I'm going to speak words. The wings down one is the GameStop exclusive, and those both look super awesome.
That they do. The only reason I don't want the wings up one is because of the wingspan.
It looks awesome though. Like I was really sad I missed out on that one.
Oh, it looks so good. I need to find a local GameStop because moving to Georgia, I lost 20 years of knowing where the hell shit is.
Just get the app. Just get the app, dude. That's where if there's any GameStop exclusive pops, that's where I get it.
Yeah, I need to just bite down and do it.
Do it right. You can do it right now while we're talking. You can download the app. I believe it.
Not if I want this conversation to continue normally.
Okay, well. When you're listening back to this, you can download the app.
There you go. Oh, man.
Yeah, but these figures are so cool. The only one of those that I don't necessarily care for is that Amazon one. I don't like the bullets coming off. Like, I like the pose and everything. It's just the bullets kind of ruin it for me.
Why do they ruin it for you?
I don't know. It's just like I like seeing the shield like nice and clean.
But
and so like seeing it with like little things on it, I'd be so tempted to just like cut them off.
For a minute, I thought it was he had gotten hit by a paintball gun for a second.
You are super into Hulk figures, right? Like, do you only collect Hulk figures where his clothes aren't ripped? What are you talking about?
Preferably, yes.
Really?
No. I collect all Hulk figures. The only ones that I don't collect, I haven't gotten the mech ones. And I haven't gotten into the zombie ones. I know. I saw that while we were talking before.
I set that up just for you, Caleb.
Yeah, the only one I want is that glow-in-the-dark one.
It looks pretty awesome. Well, you saw the picture I sent you.
Yeah. So I want it so bad, but only the glow one. I don't want like the common one.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for glow in the dark.
I got to tell you though, that Black Panther one, the glow one, has apparently come out in stores at Target, and it looks pretty cool. The Mech Strike one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not letting you guys convince me to get into this. You and Kaz have been hitting me hard with this.
Just join us. It's fine. Just buy all the pops. Your wife will leave you. You'll have more time for more pops, and it'll be fine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, I'm so excited. We're moving soon, hopefully, as long as an application goes through. But all my figures are in this nice clear bin so I can look at them
but you
in this sad state, and I cannot wait to put them back up.
Yeah, I am to the point now to where I need to either build and or buy extra shelving because we have enough that it's getting wild over here at the Untrained Eye Studios. Too many pops.
Dude, the struggle is real.
I need to actually start selling mine off. I'm just too lazy.
Do you have a bunch to sell? Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to start flipping these. And I went through all of them, and I only found 5 that I was willing to part ways with.
I could literally part ways with all of mine. Except for, like, certain, like, what's the word I'm looking here for? Certain, shit.
Ones that hit you right in the feels? Okay.
That works. Or franchises. So, like like anything like Hawkeye, Ghostbusters, none of that. But yeah, like everything else, I could say bye-bye to, honestly.
All right, well, we might need to look at a list after the show.
If you're really looking for any, just honestly, just let me know. I might have them.
Mm-hmm. Guys, pause the show.
And I will hook you up, man. Trust me. I'll give you a great deal.
Yeah, his collection's insane. But apparently he needs to make room for Blu-rays and other shit like that.
I do. I'm sorry. Blu-ray collecting is my one true love, okay?
I bet your girlfriend in California wouldn't like to hear that.
Ooh.
I never said we were... Caleb, shut up.
Wow. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Elaborate. Break up with her on the air like you were just about to.
Oh, man. We've only been on like legit one date, so it's like nowhere near being like, hey, boyfriend, girlfriend thing.
What's her first and last name? Let's give her a shout out. I'm just kidding.
I was like, okay. There you go, Emily. There's your shout out. I really hope she doesn't listen to this episode because I really hope I am not coming across as a dick.
Oh my god.
Emily,
Dude,
I promise if you're listening,
it's fine.
I like
I'll
you so
tag her.
much and I can't wait to see you again. There we go.
Yeah. See? It's shit like that. That is why I'm going to tag her in this.
Such an ass. Oh, man.
So Funko Focus.
Anyway. Yeah, Funko Focus. It's funny, we call it Funko Focus, but that is like the last thing that we do with this segment.
Yeah, it's always focused on one of us, making fun of the other.
Yeah. But besides the new Captain America ones, did any other new ones come out? Like, wasn't there a new Winter Soldier one?
Yeah, just
or is
the
that
one.
the same one?
The one that I'm sad about?
New.
Or is there another one?
I don't even remember him wearing that suit, though. It's like, did he wear like one that's like somewhat red? Like it's red up front, or like.
What are you looking at?
The one it has a John Walker as the Red Guardian.
Oh no!
You mean U.S. Agent?
Yeah, U.S. Agent. That's what it was. Gosh damn it!
Yeah, that's the other one that looks really cool. I want that one too.
Did
What
you
is
hear
his
what
name in
John
the show?
Walker
John-
said about it? Or not John Walker? Wow. Sorry,
The
what
guy.
Were you gonna say, DJ?
No.
Yeah,
You were. I think you were about to say. Go ahead.
No. Did either of you hear what Wyatt Russell said when he got put into the final costume?
No.
He was kind of let down.
What?
He's just like,
What?
yeah, he's like, I mean, I like that it's comic accurate, but he felt that like it was the way that they designed his Captain America costume is like a little too close, or at least a little bit to U.S. Agent, to where when they made the switch over, it wasn't as big of a like surprise as he thought it would be, because he felt that they went like a little too dark on some of the colors for his Captain America costume.
I think that's him playing into
his
his
line.
Playing into his character of like, you guys are gonna love me and hate me simultaneously. Like that is just an extension of that character.
That's true. That's very true.
So that scene where he comes out and he's in that suit was just Wyatt Russell just talking. He's like, it's the same, but black.
Yeah.
I thought that was
he looked so cool.
Yes,
It
he
was
looked
really
awesome. Like I did not expect to be okay with him by the end of that, because like as soon as he made his turn, I was like, oh, so I already mostly hated this guy. Now I fully hate this guy. And then by the last episode, I was like, okay, I think I'm okay with this. I want to see this in a movie or a show or something.
Dude, that just encapsulates so much. It encapsulates how good Wyatt Russell did at playing John Walker. It encapsulates just John Walker as a character. Because like, if you read any story with U.S. Agent in it, you hate him, but at the end he somehow gets you to kind of like him, and it pisses me off.
Well, it's crazy that like because I am not, I'm a nerd for the movies and the shows. Like I knew nothing about the comics growing up. So it was when he first showed up, I thought he was like made just for the show. And what's crazy is how much he reminded me of like a side character from The Boys, like especially when he had his shield moment right after his boy got killed.
Oh my gosh. That was just an iconic moment.
That was insane. Like I couldn't, I was like, I remember looking at Beth like, can they do that?
For real though.
I think he
Can
just
they really
cut a
put
man in
blood on the
half with
shield?
the shield.
Yeah. It was just, oh my gosh. It was such a crazy scene. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Do you think Funko will ever do a Funko Pop of that?
Dude, I hope so.
Did they ever do one of Tony getting crushed by the shield? Wasn't it by the shield? Whenever him and Cap and Bucky were fighting him, didn't he? Because that was supposed to mimic that scene, right? Whenever Steve was like, it looked like he was about to straight up cut Tony's head off with the shield, and then just was like, "No, I'm just gonna, I don't know, hit your core," or whatever he did. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was supposed to mimic that like almost exactly, except he bushwhacked that.
Went
dude.
the other way.
He actually killed the guy.
He always makes the right call in a pinch, or whatever they said.
It's like, oh, does he though?
Oops.
Yeah, dude. But what I love about it is he being in the military. I know a shit ton of people exactly like him. Like that, just the attitude about the government and like, oh, like I'll follow orders, like no questions asked. I'm like, some questions asked.
No, they're paying for your college, bro. You're not allowed to ask questions.
Yeah, I learned that very quickly. Everyone's just like, oh, I'm sorry, do we pay you to think? And I'm like, I guess not.
Yes.
I'm like, my instinct is to say yes, but your tone makes me think no.
The fact that I have to think about this question makes me think yes is the answer, but I feel like you want me to say no.
Yeah, but it's just like that attitude. It's just like, oh, whatever. Like if my gut or if my country needs me to go do something, like I'm going to do it, no questions asked, and like that attitude. Like we call those guys, people who bleed blue.
Yeah. Now we can call them peacekeepers. Like what's his face from the Suicide Squad.
Oh, like that line, dude. Just like, I don't care how many men, women, or children I have to kill to get it.
So Funko Focus, how's it going?
Yeah. Any other I said, I want the I personally want that GameStop Falcon or Captain America, and I want the U.S. Agent. So those are the two that I'm going to go after pretty hard.
I used to
any
want
others stand out to you guys.
I like the Walmart one. Like I know you don't like it because his wings are up, but I really like that wing up one.
I like it. I really do like that one. The only reason I'm not getting it is because wingspan.
Rose.
Fair enough. What?
Any that you were looking forward to?
Since I don't collect anymore, no. I mean, they're
Okay,
cool,
if
but
you-
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna buy any of these.
Can I tell you?
I feel like
I
such
feel
a
you
dick.
so hard about that. No, that's the only way to do it. It's like drugs. You have to just be like, yeah, I don't even remember how good drugs were, or how great they tasted, or they made me feel. I don't recall, and I refuse to think about it. Good day.
Yeah. Dude, there's a reason I called Vic's guy, his dealer.
That is for real.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, I missed out. I was telling you guys beforehand, I missed out on the Year of the Shield Winter Soldier Amazon exclusive, where the Winter Soldier is holding the Captain America shield. Like, I'm in a group chat with Kaz, and he sent this link, and he's like, "Go now, go!" I'm like, everything is buzzing, and I'm like, okay, Kaz is freaking out about this. I gotta go get it right now. I got it. I was like, I saw that you could get a quantity of 3. And if Kaz is freaking out, you got to get 3. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I put it in the cart, and it's like, it's just not there. And I'm like, all right, there's already stuff in the cart. Maybe it just doesn't recognize it because there's already stuff. I take everything out of the cart, and I put 3 back in. It's like, your cart is empty. I'm like, yeah, this app something's wrong with it. I do it like 3 more times. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. But it's still letting me make the pre-order thing. So I'm like, it's got to be my app. And then within like 2 minutes, currently unavailable. And it still is. I keep checking. Even right now, I'm looking. Currently unavailable.
Dude, that's the most disheartening page to see on that website.
Red letters too, by the way, just to send it home.
Yeah, dude. When you sent me the link to that glow in the dark Mech Hulk. And I clicked on it and it just like sold out. And I'm just like, I don't know if he sent that to me on purpose to make me feel bad.
Nope. That was not why I sent it. I sent it because when I sent it to you, they were live.
I don't think DJ's that mean.
No, I'm just very cynical of people.
Fair enough.
I would not do you like that.
No, I feel like I'm that. I felt like that because it's something that I would have done to someone.
Yeah, he would.
Been like, hey, dude, look at this figure you can't get.
Once I overtake Vic as your most guested guest, that's when we'll be on the level of I'll just send you joke links. Like, hey, is this something you really wanted? Ha ha, you get nothing.
Oh, shit. Yeah. So I think that covers everything in Funko Focus. Moving on to Through the Wall. Like we said, there's a Hawkeye set photo that was released, and it's just a more comic accurate looking Hawkeye, at least his suit. So Rose is actually going to pull that up.
I don't know if you guys can see
so we
that.
can see it.
It looks like it could be anybody with that lady from WandaVision. What's her name? Elizabeth Olsen.
Isn't that supposed to be... What was her name? Echo?
Is she in a purple suit?
I think the pants are purple, but I think the...
Is it this?
Oh no, that's Kate Bishop.
Guys, we're looking at pictures right now. I just want you to know they're really cool. If you could see them, you'd be like, "Whoa, is that Jeremy Renner back again with a bow?" It is.
Hallelujah. I'm just kidding. I mean, but I'm not.
Does he have a mohawk? Maybe.
Yeah, so it's like a super comic or as comic accurate as you can get with Hawkeye. It's like that kind of suit, like the oh shit.
Well, I would say it's like the most comic accurate. What's the word? Ultimate Hawkeye you can get. It's not going off the classic frickin' cowl and that kind of Hawkeye costume. No, this is straight up like Ultimate Hawkeye.
Right, but I like how it's more like one of those workout shirts. I don't even know what you call them, but those like
those fitted
tighter
shirts.
Yeah.
Those
like
dry fit shirts or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it's more like that and not like a costume.
That's fair.
Like I feel like that works a little bit better with Hawkeye's character.
Like I want someone to recognize him as like Ronin or whatever he was and be like, "Hey, didn't you used to wear like a duster that went down to your feet? What's going on, man?"
Oh my gosh, dude! This series is going to be freaking awesome.
When is it coming out? Do we know?
October
of this year.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, I got to tell you, if you go by like level of excitement for all of these shows, Captain Falcon, The Falcon and Winter Soldier was like right up there. WandaVision, I was like, before we knew anything about what WandaVision was, I didn't care about it because I was like, these two idiots, whatever, who cares? And then Loki, I had no feelings for at all. Then WandaVision came out, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. The Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be trash now that we have seen this. And, of course, it was amazing. Loki now looks amazing. I cannot wait for this Hawkeye thing. If Jeremy Renner screws this up, okay, it's all his fault at this point.
It's not Haley Steinfeld's fault at all?
Nope. He has. Listen, they continue to set this man up to win, and then he's just like, I don't know, I invented an app, and people got real mad at me for being on this app, and now I have no money. Hi, I'm Jeremy Renner, and I owe all my ex-wives all the money.
Yeah. So, what shows do we have left? So we're getting. Like, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier's over.
Yes.
We're getting Loki. We're getting that What If series. That's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Super awesome. Yes.
Yeah, we're getting Hawkeye. I think we're also getting Ms. Marvel this year, too.
Is that going to be a show or a movie?
No, it's going to be a show. Because they announced that they were going to have 3 shows. It was going to be, or 3 shows with new characters, and that was going to be Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. And Moon Knight is going to be freaking wild too.
Is that the one with what's his face from Star Wars?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Moon Knight is basically Batman if he dressed in white.
Thank you, because I was going to ask, because I have absolutely no context for Moon Knight at all. So is Moon Knight darker, or is it just literally just the Marvel Batman?
So he's basically Marvel's version of Batman, but he has multiple personality disorder.
Ooh, so he doesn't need a Robin.
No, so it's crazy. So with Moon Knight, in some comics he is possessed by like an Egyptian god, and in others he imagined the whole thing, and that's just one of his personalities.
That's awesome.
There's a whole comics series where Moon Knight is fighting with like Wolverine, Captain America, and I think Spider-Man. But then it like turns out in the end that it was just some of his multiple personalities, and that's just the fighting styles that they adopted. So like one of his personalities is Captain America, and so he fights exactly like Captain America. Same with like Wolverine, same with Spider-Man, and it's just like that fighting style, and then he just like imagines it. It's gonna be wild.
So is he in
in
the Marvel universe? Is he hero? Anti-hero, villain, what is he?
He's on the same level as like Daredevil or Punisher. Like
I would not put Daredevil and Punisher in the same category.
Okay, he's more.
No, you can say, if you want to say Punisher, I can accept that.
He's probably a little bit morally more correct than Punisher.
So the in-between. He is the missing link in between Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah. And it's like funny because all of his like, he's legit Batman. Like Marvel's Batman.
He looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, like all of his like throwing stars look like little crescent moons. And everything. And the most badass thing that I've ever like read from him is someone asked him why he dresses in white but only fights at night, and he's like, "'Cause I want them to see me coming," and I'm just like, ah!
Oh my.
That's awesome. Okay, so this is my last question about Moon Knight. Is Moon Knight just this guy, or is it a title that gets passed down? Like, will we see another Moon Knight?
No, I don't think they've passed down the title. It's the guy's name is Mark Spector.
It's a little on the nose.
I think that's his name. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so he's just a dude. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a title that gets passed down. It's just Moon Knight.
He is Moon Knight. I can accept that.
But
sorry, my Moon Knight questions are over.
Yeah, but I'm excited for that just because I love Moon Knight. And then movie-wise, we're getting Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and are we getting Eternals this year, Rose?
I think so. As far as I know, we're still getting it.
So that's going to be crazy, right? The
cool.
Eternals. Is that the one where everyone's going to go like, whoa, we're in phase, whatever we're in now. We are officially here.
Yeah, so this one's supposed to span like 1,000 years in the MCU.
Shit.
So, but do you know if it's going to go, I don't know how much we know about the script, but is it going to go like past where we have already been? Or is that where the 1,000 years ends? Is like, oh, Thanos, where's his head?
Yeah, I don't know where this one's gonna end. Like, we don't know anything about the script. Like, we barely got costumes released.
It's true.
We know nothing. The only thing that we know about this is that what's his name? Kit Harington is going to be playing the Black Knight, or the character that becomes the Black Knight. And so he's somehow involved in all this, and yeah, that's all we really know.
By the way, hilarious that there's a character called the Black Knight, and we still have another guy that's supposed to be the Batman. Moon.
No, but he's like a legit, just like a old-timey knight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like his whole shtick. And I've never read anything with Black Knight, so I know very, very little about him. I just know the character. Actually, I played as him a couple times in like the Lego Marvel games.
He challenges people to jousts.
Yeah, that basically that's as much as I know. Actually, in the Lego game, to unlock his character, you have to joust him while riding a pig.
That's
amazing. Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, I know absolutely nothing about Black Knight. But I do know. Actually, that's not true. I do know that is a title that gets passed down.
Yeah, see, that's a little too... If they were like, no, this guy, he just is Black Knight, and then he dies. Like, oh, for real? We can't call the next guy that?
Yeah, I think it's a title. So there's like multiple Black Knights, and then there's some that are more villains than others.
Dude, This is like, who would have thought that when we saw the first Iron Man, how many people have said exactly what I'm saying right now? Ugh. But how many people, like, when they watched the first Iron Man, like true people that were like really fans, could have imagined that what you just said was going to be a thing? Like, we've gotten
Probably
to this point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the MCU's just gotten insane. And I'm loving it. I love all these characters that we know absolutely nothing about. Like, I'm more excited. I think I'm more excited for Shang-Chi than I am Black Widow.
I really hope Black Widow is good. I really, really, really do. It's got to be so good. It can't be kind of good. It can't be pretty good. It's got to be amazing. Or have like the biggest twist that all the footage we saw was, oops, that's the first 10 minutes. And then, I don't know, a rift happens and then all the dimensions come together. I don't know what it has to be, but it just cannot be maybe I'm wrong, but what do you guys think? Like, can it just be an up and down Black Widow movie and just people go, yes, I enjoyed it. It was great. It fits right into the MCU timeline and I love it. Or does it have to do something amazing?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, can it just end with her going off to the next? Could like, all right, off to the next mission, and that's just the end of the movie.
Yeah. So from what we know, this is supposed to be in between Civil War and Infinity War. And
is it? I thought it was supposed to be like.
I don't know what else they can do.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's just like, what else can they do? We know the character dies, so this is just adding a little bit more backstory to her. Like, this isn't gonna. I don't think this is gonna end up adding anything unless,
other than extra tears on Endgame.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did the biggest mind F ever when they're like, oh, it wasn't Black Widow, actually. It was Hawkeye this whole time that sacrificed himself.
Or her sister actually took on her own. She had her face modified to look like the Black Widow. And then she was the one that threw herself off.
Bam. I feel that would mess with Clint's mind so bad.
If she just showed up.
So apparently, from what I've heard, is that what's her face, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the character she played in Winter Soldier or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Her first appearance was supposed to be in Black Widow.
Oh, so she will be in it then.
As far as I'm aware, yes. I think that was like her first official appearance was supposed to be in Black Widow. And then I think she's going to like recruiting the not hero. So I'm wondering if she's recruiting Black Widow's sister
or her dad.
Yeah, or him to be the Black Widow. Like, I think they're trying to make like the
Dark
Thunderbolts
Avengers
or the Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I know nothing.
So
I know like just enough to sound like I might know something if someone knew less than me. But I keep trying to interject with stuff I know nothing about. I'm like, yeah. The Thunderbolts with the guy. It's the Red Hulk, I think maybe, and they're on the raft. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the route that they're going, because if they'll already have General Ross, who will become the Red Hulk, I hope at some point, probably in She-Hulk. Fingers crossed. They've already recruited their Captain America equivalent. In Black Widow, they're going to. My money is on the sister, because I don't think they'd have two shield wielding characters. If they do, I think they're probably going to recruit Taskmaster too. So it's like they have their Hawkeye and their Black Widow equivalent.
That's fair.
So do you think this will go ahead?
No, and then I'm like, then the General Ross will be Red Hulk, so there's their Hulk equivalent. And then they just need like an Iron Man and a Thor. Which they could probably try and reintroduce Hercules. That'd be freaking sick.
Well, and what is it? Who was the guy in Iron Man 2? Hammer? What was his name? Is that it?
Oh, Justin Hammer.
Justin Hammer.
Yes.
Could that be their way of bringing him back in?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be
He's
awesome.
supposed to come back in... what's that show? Armor Wars.
Dude, he is amazing. And by the way, so do you think this is going to lead up to like the I don't know, the next Civil War type movie where it's like, the negative whatever. The negative. All right, I'm going to go on break. You guys keep doing the show. I'm just going to lean back and let someone else do the talking.
Just like Russell from Up. Words are hard.
The anti-Avengers versus the Avengers in Civil War 2. Still Civil Warring.
That would be awesome to see. Because, like, we'll have, like, a whole new set of Avengers. Like, we have our new Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a new... or we'll probably have a new Hulk with She-Hulk. A new Hawkeye with Kate Bishop.
Yep. Like, what do you think of Siri?
They're kind of going towards, like... it might be, like, Thunderbolts versus the Young Avengers. Because they're also kind of setting up the Young Avengers.
I'm so down for that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I wish you all could see everyone listening right now.
Spider-Man this year.
I wish you could see Caleb's face. Oh yeah, that comes at the end of the year, right? No Way Home.
Yep. Oh my gosh, this year's gonna be freaking awesome.
What's crazy
compared to
about
last year, where they were like, all you can do, you can draw a picture of Spider-Man, and then that's your Spider-Man movie. Good luck.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to get a lot of answers on where everything's headed with Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's going to answer a lot of questions, or it's going to give us a shit ton of new ones. And
I think it's going to be both. We're going to have a lot more questions, and it's going to answer a lot as well. Because do you think? So do you think that'll be whenever they go? When do you think they're going to elaborate on where? Why can't I say Nick Fury is?
That's a good question. I think that they are going to do that in Secret Invasion.
Is that a show?
That's what yeah, that's going to be a show.
Man. Guys, we're doing it. We've done it.
They've announced so much. Like, we kind of have like an idea of where they're headed. We can like guess, but we're never going to know. Like, it's just we don't know who the next big baddie is going to be, and it could be anyone. It could be the Thunderbolts. It could be like the Dark Avengers. It could be freaking Kang the Conqueror, because we know we're going to get him in Ant-Man and the Wasp 2. 3?
3. Caleb, what the hell?
No, because there's Ant-Man, and then there's Ant-Man and the Wasp. So is this Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I think there were
2?
Ant-Man and the Wasp go to New York.
Technically, but of course they would never call it that. They're just going to, of course, put a subtitle in it.
Yeah, so we're getting Kang the Conqueror in that. So it's like, is he the next baddie? And it's just, what teams are they going to be introducing? It's just so much. Because then, like, in Secret Invasions, you're going to have, like, a whole Skrull, like, invasion. Possibly. If they decide to go that route. Or they're going to go a completely opposite route and make the Kree the bad guys. And so it's like, maybe the Kree are taking over. And it's just like, whoa! You guys got me worked up.
Caleb, I need you to take a deep breath here, buddy.
Yeah, give us a whoosah, and we're going to be okay.
Dude, I have not been able to geek out this hard in a really long time, and I'm getting, like, really worked up.
My goodness.
I'm glad we could assist you, Caleb.
Yeah, it's it's like I have more to release, but I'm not going to. I'm going to contain myself.
Listen, you should release more bonus episodes. They can just be where you just open your mouth and just throw up all of the things that you need to say. Be like, and then there's this, and this, and this, and this. And there you go. You don't even have to hear me or Rose. We can just
And then
ask
when
you
I'm
a
done
question.
recording, I just come out sweaty.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Steam coming off of you.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could do that to the world.
I think you could.
Ugh. Anyway, Hawkeye looked cool.
So Hawkeye set photos are pretty neat.
I straight up forgot that's what we were talking about.
I did too until I looked over at my sheet.
Honestly, for a minute, I don't know why, I still thought we were on Funko Focus. And like we just led into that from the back of the Winter Soldier Pops.
Yeah, we're gonna get some Black Widow
This kind of
pops.
did turn into a Marvel episode.
Not for long. We're going full DC here in a second.
Yeah. The last bit of news that we had is the trailer for the new Pixar movie Luca that is going to come out. Isn't that next month?
June, yeah. So I mean, considering tomorrow's May 1st, yeah, you could say it.
Yeah. So this is going to be coming out on Disney Plus.
Which don't
this
ask an
looks fun.
animator about that.
Yeah, apparently animators are super bitter about it.
About what? This movie?
No, just like
No,
every
about, like, their
Pixar movie
movies
going
getting
to Disney Plus.
Well, be better or work for Pixar, animators.
I feel the only movie that Pixar would release during this whole thing is like a sequel to one of their like most famous franchise. So like Toy Story 5. I'm sure they would definitely release that in theaters.
Oh my gosh. How about no?
I remember a time when Pixar was like, we will never make a sequel to any of our films. We stand by what we make, and we will only make original content. And then Toy Story, there's what? Toy Story... we just turned Universal Studios into Toy Story Land. Like, maybe we can make a few more.
Yeah, it kind of got a little ridiculous. Like, I think after Toy Story, they needed to end it at Toy Story 3. Like, I'm happy and okay with the little shorts that they released, but just like, come on. Like, Toy Story 4 didn't need to happen.
The way that I look at it, and I know we're supposed to be talking about Luca here, but with Toy Story 4, do I hate that it was made? Yes, but do I still like it? Yes. I have a love-hate relationship with the fourth movie. I don't know what it
Sounds
is.
like it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, shut up.
Do I hate that it was made? Yes. Did I like it? No. Is it a movie? Yes.
No, it's like I love seeing these characters again, and especially Woody, considering he's my favorite Disney character. But just the way that like they explain why he does what he does makes absolutely no sense because it goes against everything that happened at the end of Toy Story 3. So
Yeah. But Pixar's good with their original content. Like, I feel like Coco was like super awesome. Frozen was really good.
Caleb,
Like,
I'm going to
there-
smack the shit out of you.
I know. I heard it as soon as I said it.
What, that he said it was really good, or
No, Frozen's not Pixar.
It's just
Yeah, it might as
Disney
well be.
animation.
if it's animated, it's Pixar. Like,
I get too mad at Caleb for this, but he should know by now.
Yeah, he freaking rips my head. Okay, so Coco's Pixar.
No, it's no. I'm
What?
just kidding.
It's
I'm
not?
just kidding. It is.
oh, I was like,
oh no. Was Moana Pixar?
No.
really? It was just a Disney animation.
Yeah.
Was Up Pixar?
Yep.
I was gonna say if it wasn't, then I quit this show.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need dude. You're gonna give me such like issues with this. I'm gonna get Pixar movies tattooed on my forearm.
Okay.
Ooh,
Like the
Onward.
Pixar Disney thing is fine. I think your biggest mistake was when you You said Minions was a DreamWorks movie when they're not even like the same company. At least Pixar is associated with Disney.
Whatever, man.
I'm just saying, that was freaking hilarious.
Anyway, what I was saying...
I'm sorry.
Luca.
I'm sorry.
This movie, Luca, it's... I can't tell where the accent for these people are from. It's not like... It's kind of like Italy, isn't it?
It seems
like that way.
Spanish-esque, yes. Hi, we're three white guys trying to figure out accents. It sounds different, and I don't like it. We already had Coco. I need white people Coco. I want someone that sounds like me. I want him to have a guitar, but it was they played it like a slide guitar, like that. You know? That's what the show is now.
Good hell.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're not the people to talk about where these accents are from. But
they're different than the accents you are currently hearing in your ears.
yes.
Very true.
they're different, but it works. And I think this is going to be a fun movie. Like Pixar hasn't let me down yet.
I feel like we could test that theory.
Wait, what?
Was Good Dinosaur Pixar?
Sure was.
Pixar has only let me down once.
But Caleb, I want to remind you again of Cars 2.
Pixar has only let me down twice.
Haha,
Wouldn't
got
that be
him.
3 times?
What?
No, yeah, that would be twice. I can't count.
I was like, shit, man, what's the third one?
Here, I'm trying to think of one.
There it is. In Porto Rosso, a seaside town of the Italian Riviera, a young boy named Luca shares adventures with his new best friend, Alberto. There you go.
Okay, so we were kind of on the nose with Italian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think what gave it away was the Vespa.
All the meatballs and spaghetti. They were like, somebody touching my spaghetti. And we were like, I think this is Italy. A lot of hand motions in this movie. It's okay, I'm Italian. I can say all the stuff.
It was that. I think it was that and the Vespa that they gave it away. I'm like, oh, Italians usually ride Vespas.
Wait, can I? That is the weirdest stereotype. I would like to read you the rest of the premise, though. It says, but Luca and Alberto are hiding a secret. They are both sea monsters from a world below the water's surface. Sea monsters is not how I would have categorized them. I thought they were supposed to be mermaids for a second.
Kind of do look like that, honestly.
A little bit, yeah.
Which this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailer, folks. So you're not like, what? At the end, they're monsters? No, they're monsters in the trailer, apparently.
Yeah, they were like little
Italian
squid people.
So they were calamari.
And it doesn't work if you don't do the hand motion.
Uh-huh.
No, of course not.
Go on. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun movie. Like, I'm excited to get a little bit into whatever they're trying to do here. I'm for it.
That's a ringing endorsement. That will be on the back of the box. I'm into whatever they're trying to do here, says Caleb
and
of the
you call
All-Pros.
me a Pixar whore. This is literally Caleb. He's like, it's Pixar. I'm sure it's gonna be good. I'll watch it.
I don't know what this is I found by the dumpster by Pixar, but it seems to say Luca on it. I'm all for it. Smells a little bit of little bit of garlic bread, but I think it's going to be great.
Oh, I didn't know how else to word it.
This is going to be a movie, says Caleb of the All Pros.
Oh,
Man, words are very difficult today.
Oh, God. No, they were perfect in this instance.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
It's just like, yeah.
That was a
movie.
thing I watched. Yeah, I saw it,
Whatever.
says the All Bros.
I had fun with the trailer. I think it's gonna be cool.
Okay, so question about that. Are you feeling like Onward feels or like Soul feels?
I'm thinking it's gonna be more along the lines of Onward.
That's what I was thinking.
Do you think they are estranged from their parents, and that's why they seem to be hiding? Well, maybe not their parents, but their people. Is that what you're getting from this? Because in the whole trailer, they don't seem to have any buddies other than themselves that know what's going on. Because the whole thing was like, everybody's like, why are you acting so weird around all this water, man? And they're like, I don't know, do you grill everyone about their water habits? And they're like, actually, we do. We're Italian. And then they just smash meatballs right into their face.
Yeah. I think that this is going to be more like a Little Mermaid situation where they're like these sea monsters coming out and like trying to experience land life because they were raised doing sea monster stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
go on,
like just trying to get like a new taste of different lifestyle. And I don't know, it seems like they're like everyone there seems like they're hunting the sea monsters, and so they need to hide who they really are because they're afraid that no one's going to accept them. And whatever, I relate to this somehow.
So what you're saying is the seaweed is always greener in somebody else's reef. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's exactly what I'm saying to you.
Perfection.
Wait, I'm looking up the lyrics so I can tell you. Percussion. Oh, no. Gave me Kiss the Girl. I typed in Under the Sea lyrics, and it gave me Kiss the Girl lyrics. You know, thanks, Google, for
Google.
nothing. You're saying they dream about going up there, but that's a big mistake? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
They should just look at the world around them, right there on the ocean floor. All the wonderful things surround them. What more could they be looking for?
Oh my gosh, they made a movie based off of this song.
There's going to be a Jamaican crab. You mark my words.
Oh, shit. Anyway, I feel like I'm pumped for this movie. If 1 out of 10, I'm at like a 7.
Really? Because I'm just kind of like so on it, and I'm at a 7 as well.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
thought
Just
you'd be at
for
like a 9.
Just so we win, I'm also at a 7.
Woo!
Shit, man, I thought... I'm trying to justify myself and we're all at the same score.
Well, dude, it's Pixar. Did you really expect me to go that low?
What the hell? You were just calling me a Pixar whore.
I still have a heart for Pixar, man.
Man, forget you. Anyway, so that covers everything that we got for Through the Wall. So let's say we get into our headliner, which will be our breakdown of Mortal Kombat.
Let's do it.
like I said, we will be breaking down Mortal Kombat. Unfortunately, we forgot to post a question of the week, and I had a really good one.
What was it? I'll answer it right now.
I was gonna ask, who did you guys play as most in with Mortal Kombat? Like, who was your main?
Rose, do you have a main? Did you play any Mortal Kombat?
I have never played a Mortal Kombat game.
I was a Scorpion whore. Like, I was the guy, I would be like, get over here, uppercut him, and you could do this little, like, teleport. By the way, this was Mortal Kombat 1 on the Sega Genesis. You could do this, like, little, like, teleport thing to the back of the map, and it would take you to the other side. So after you just uppercutted homeboy, and he's just like, whoa, what's going on? You're on the other side of him suddenly. Get over here, uppercut again. Like, I was just the cheap... I learned my 3 moves, and I was like, that's it. Here we go. And that's all I did. That and the blood code. Listen to me. How old are you guys, by the way?
25.
25.
You will never understand, I don't think. Maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe tell me if you have an equivalent of this. There was like video games were for degenerates when I was a child. And that was like heightened by the fact that Mortal Kombat was a game that they were like, listen, crazy things happen in it. People get ripped in half, but we're not allowed to show any blood. But we have this thing called the blood code that you can have. And if you press ABACABB, start select or whatever it was, you can now see digital blood. What do you think about that? And that was like that was so, if you had the game, that was one thing, but if you knew the blood code and you were like, you used the blood code, like that was like a real thing. Like, is there any equivalent to that for you when like you guys were kids? Maybe not even with video games or like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Did you guys go on Reddit as children? I don't know what 25-year-olds do.
I'm trying to think if there was anything like that where it's just like, oh, you've done this,
or like a secret thing you found. Go ahead.
Thinking about like cheat codes, just because I was special as a kid and I played Grand Theft Auto when I was like 6 or 7. With Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, when I found the cheat code for the jetpack, that like changed everything.
Yes. That's the thing. Like somewhere, like there are a certain group of people that we all have that notebook there somewhere that's like full of codes for Grand Theft Auto or whatever game it was. Saints Row, I guess, is what it ended up being eventually. But yeah, that was a cool thing. I liked writing down codes because they were especially for Grand Theft Auto, they were ridiculous. They were always so long and like intricate, and you're like, all right, I've done this dance, now give me my jetpack. Goodbye.
Sucks that as far as I know, that's like the only one that the jetpack's ever appeared in, though.
I think it's in the online version now of Grand Theft Auto 5, but I think it's like millions of in-game dollars. And I just am like, yeah. So you can either grind for a year and get enough to buy one jetpack, or you can just pay $100 and get a cool shark card, and then you'll have some totally millions.
I'm still trying to think of anything like that, but I wasn't cool as a kid.
Dude, there's another podcast that we need to have about your guys' upbringing, because you, Caleb, said something one time about, and I've picked up on little things that you've said over the years of listening to this show, and one of the things that you in particular said that I was like, oh, that kid lived a wild life, was something about, I think it was like you were not allowed to watch the Ninja Turtles, I think it was. Is that correct? Was there a talking animal show you were not allowed to watch because it was a cartoon? Something like that?
SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's insane. They were like, that's where we draw the line. Talking sponges is too far.
Yeah, there were just so many shows I wasn't allowed to watch as a kid. I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. I couldn't watch Fairly Odd Parents. I couldn't watch Pokemon. Power Rangers was on like the iffy side.
How is that on the iffy side, but Fairly Odd Parents is off the table?
Yeah, right?
But did you have that same problem growing up, Rose? Were your parents like very strict about what you could and could not watch?
I'm going to answer this with the way I would answer this is I was able to watch Child's Play, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street by the time I was 6. So no.
Now, did they know that you did this, or was this
No, they absolutely knew. Like, I remember me and my sister, me and my sister's 5 years apart from me, and we're watching Child's Play, and she's absolutely petrified Chucky, and I'm just, like, enjoying the hell out of this cursing doll just saying the F word every other sentence. Just watching him brutalize his victims. I feel if some of my friends, when I was younger, knew the kind of shit that I watched, they'd probably stay far away from me.
Or just not believe you, because that was the age of lying. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, I saw it. I saw all of it. I saw it when Chucky came out, and then he hugged the guy until he died. That's what he did. Mm-hmm.
What was it like? When did Seed of Chucky come out? Was it like shit, like 2002, 2004? I think it was 2002.
That I couldn't tell you.
I remember like begging my parents to like rent it on VOD because they wouldn't take me to go see it at the movie theater. I remember them buying me the VHS for Freddy vs. Jason and like just going in and popping it in and just being so freaking excited. Yeah, I've literally been a horror fan ever since I was like 7. So
wait, I can't remember if you guys did an episode on it, but how did you feel about the remake of Child's Play?
We did do it,
or the reimagining, or whatever,
whatever they call it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was something that I was going to message you about that, because we gave that. Let's see, we gave it a B.
Really?
Yep.
What did it do? Okay, so you have the gradings there, but do you have like what you guys rated stuff there as well? Look at Rose right now. Look how you were frozen in the funniest position. Do you have like how you grade like the categories that you graded, or just your final grade?
No, we have the categories.
Ooh, so what was the highest category that you rated on that movie? If you say story or writing, we are going to fight right now. I will drive to where you are and fight you.
If I say what? Wait, if I say what?
If you say that writing or story were the top, got the top tier rating, I cannot let that stand. We have to do a redo on that.
No, it actually ended up being character development.
I'll give you that because I like you guys, but there was no.
Okay,
what character also developed?
Okay. In our defense, let's see. When did it start? It was after our Age of Ultron episode. Did we do Age of Ultron? We didn't do Age of Ultron as an episode. It was It Chapter 2. After It Chapter 2, I think it was It Chapter 2. But Vic told us, you guys are being like way too nice to these movies. And so that's when we were just like, okay. And so you can see it's just like all of our movies like above this are just like A, B+, A-. And then there was like a couple like C-, C+ movies. And then after It Chapter 2, it was like C, D, C+, D+, C+, D.
Listen, you need to. There are some you need to somewhere put out all of your ratings, and you should have people vote on which ones that you need to revisit.
Well, they're on our website.
What is your website? Say it right now.
tinyurl.com/the Allbros.
Go there right now, everyone listening, and look at all of them. And then I want you to DM anybody. Just find at All Bros, at Caleb. I don't know everybody's thing. Just find them and be like, hey, you have to revisit a few of them, starting with Chucky 2010.
Yeah, we were pretty nice for a little while. But I mean, we did do that one episode where we went through and did like all the episodes that we didn't do the breakdown system for. Like we went through and graded all those. So maybe it's time we go and do all the ones that we were overly nice on.
Do you agree
Apparently.
with these?
Okay, I showed the scores to some of my coworkers, and the only one that I got yelled at for was the Scott Pilgrim versus the World being at a C+.
Okay, listen, it was nice being on with you guys, but I gotta go. It's been a real fun episode. Mortal Kombat was a movie. Spoiler alert. We saw it. It's over. Goodbye. Click. Good night. See, what is the matter with you? What? Okay.
Okay. In our defense. So you know how I messaged you and a bunch of other people saying like, "Hey, we want your opinions on some of these movies," and like we just sent you a list and say, "Hey, grade whatever ones you want."
Yeah, by the way, I failed you on that
one.
one.
What?
I failed you on that one. I'm like, I'll take 5, and I got none.
Wait, you did a couple.
Nope, I did none, because I had to message you hat in hand and be like, Caleb, I said I would do at least one, and I did at least none.
Shit, I would have sworn you did one.
Well, in that case, I did do one.
I forget which one.
We don't need to figure out which one it is. It's fine. It wasn't Scott Pilgrim, though.
Yeah, well, so the person, so we sent it out and was just like, hey, just review whatever you want to. And one of the guys, another guest that we've had on, Brucker from Film on the Rocks, now Autopsy of a Horror Movie, he hated Scott Pilgrim versus the World and kind of jacked up our curve.
That guy, what is this guy's name?
Brucker.
Brucker. Hey guys, hashtag cancel Brucker. Go ahead. Put that on this episode. What is this guy's problem? And what is this podcast?
It was Film on the Rocks. Now it's Autopsy of a Horror Movie.
Go subscribe to his podcast and be like, I'm listening to this out of duress, but you have bad Scott Pilgrim opinions. Everything else is fine.
Dude, funny enough, I'm pretty sure it's his show's turn to be the promo of our episode.
Well, make sure you follow them out of spite. Just follow, make sure you have the automatic downloads on for this show. And yeah, Brucker, I'm sorry that your opinions are, in this case, terrible.
Yeah, like, so what ended up happening, I think just mine and Rose's scores together, I think Scott Pilgrim was like I'm pretty sure it was at an A-, like a very strong A-, like borderline A. I think it was like 0.3% away from being an A.
The correct grade?
And
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then when we put Brucker's score in there, he ended up giving it like an F.
So the same way that like
in the middle.
When we did that the Kumail Nanjiani movie and we were on, like, I regret giving that such, like, I was just very riding high on Kumail's in a movie, and I gave that movie too high a grade. But I think some of your guests should be able to be challenged, and they should be able to, like, versus each other, and they have to defend their silly opinions. Like, I want to hear this guy's, I want to hear his just, I know he's a horror movie guy, whatever. Break down Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Tell me why it's so terrible. Convince me why it's so bad. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, that was why he chose to do that one. They actually did do an episode.
Did they really?
I'll send you a link.
Oh,
yeah, I'll send you a link to their review of it.
Hashtag cancel Brucker. Don't forget. Anyway.
Nah, we like Brucker. Yeah. We just don't like his opinions on Scott Pilgrim. But we were adamant about not changing any of the scores, so that's why it's still sitting there at a C+.
If you guys ever do like Patreon or anything, that should be like your God tier. You know, you're like $50 or $100 a month or whatever it is like once a year that person gets to pick one movie that you have to redo. Even if you end up with the same grade again, you have to at least revisit it and justify yourself and be like, all right, we'll try one more time.
That's not a bad idea.
That isn't actually.
I'm sorry, I've derailed you enough.
Notes. Anyway, if you are new to our breakdown system,
sorry, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. We have split movies into 8 different categories that we have individually scored to come to a final All Bros and the Untrained Eye letter grade.
Yeah.
So the 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. And then all of that magic math gets put together and gives us our final score for Mortal Kombat. So, if you have not seen Mortal Kombat, I should put Mortal Kombat 2021.
Yes. Yeah, people are going to be like, oh, I love this. I remember it from when I was a kid. What a great movie. And like, what is this? Sorry, I almost gave away spoilers to what I think about this movie. Go on.
So if you've not seen this movie, it is on HBO Max right now. But Rose is about to spoil the entire damn thing for you while he reads off the synopsis.
Yeah. And I'm going to butcher
reading with Rose time, everyone.
Yeah. Get ready for me to butcher a lot of names. So.
Dude, once I get Wi-Fi, the first shirt that I'm putting up is reading with Rose.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. In 17th century Japan, Lin Kao, probably butchered that, assassins led by Bihan attack and kill members of the rival Shiryu ninja clan as well as Hanzo Hasashi's wife and son. Hanzo kills the attackers before being killed by Bihan and taken to the Netherrealm. Raiden, God of Thunder, arrives and takes Hanzo's surviving infant daughter to safety. In the present, the realm of Outworld has defeated Earthrealm in 9 of the 10 deathmatch tournaments called Mortal Kombat, intending to conquer it. However, an ancient prophecy is uncovered stating that the blood of Hanzo Hasashi will unite a new generation of Earthrealm's champions to prevent Outworld's victory. Aware of this, soul-eating sorcerer Shang Tsung employs warriors to kill Earthrealm's champions, identified by a distinctive dragon mark before the next tournament begins. Meanwhile, Cole Young, a former MMA champion, and his family are attacked by Bihan, now known as Sub-Zero. However, Special Forces Major... Sorry, I got a notification. Major Jackson Jax Briggs rescues the Youngs, directing them to safety and to find his partner Sonya Blade while he stays behind to fight off Sub-Zero, who freezes and shatters his arms. Cole tracks Sonya to her hideout, where she is interrogating a captive mercenary named Kano. She reveals that she and Jax have been investigating Mortal Kombat's existence, and that the dragon mark can be transferred to anyone who kills the original bearer. The hideout is attacked by Shang Tsung's assassin, Reptilie, but a reluctant Kano kills him with Cole and Sonya's help. They then travel to Raiden's temple and meet Earthrealm champions Liu Kang and Kung Lao before being brought to Raiden himself, who is critical of the newcomers. They are joined by Jax, who Raiden rescued and fitted with a set of mechanical arms. Shang Tsung attacks the temple alongside Sub-Zero and Mileena, but Raiden erects a shield to stave them off. While Sonya trains and encourages Jax to fight despite his condition, Cole and Kano train with Kang and Lao to unlock their Arcana. a special power unique to all dragon mark bearers. During an argument with Lao, Kano awakens his arcana while Cole is unable to awaken his despite his persistence. Disappointed with his lack of progress, Raiden allows Cole to return to his family, revealing that he is a descendant of Hasashi. Shang Tsung gathers Sub-Zero, Milena, Raiko, Nitara, Goro, and Kano's former ally Cabal for another assault on the temple. Learning that Kano is among Raiden's champions, Cabal convinces Kano to defect and remove the shield, allowing the Outworlders to attack, during which Lao battles and kills Nitara while Jax awakens his arcana. Concurrently, the Youngs are attacked by Goro, but Cole awakens his arcana and kills him before returning to the temple to help repel the attack. Shang Tsung and Sub-Zero are infuriated when Raiden discloses Cole's bloodline before he teleports most of the Earthrealm fighters to the Void, a safe space between realms. Lao, however, sacrifices himself defending Cole from Sub-Zero before Shang Tsung takes his soul. After mourning Lao's death, Cole proposes a plan to force Outworld's champions into single combat with Earthrealm's champions before neutralizing Sub-Zero together, forcing the tournament Shang Tsung tried to prevent. Raiden agrees, giving Cole Hanzo's kunai before transporting him and his allies to their targets. Kang and Jax kill Cabal and Reiko, while Sonya kills Kano and acquires his dragon mark and her own arcana, which she uses to help Cole kill Milena. However, Sub-Zero appears, having abducted Cole's family to lure him into a one-on-one fight. Initially overpowered, Cole's blood ends up on the kunai, releasing Hanzo from the Netherrealm as the vengeful specter Scorpion. Recognizing Cole as his descendant, Scorpion helps him overpower Sub-Zero and free Cole's family before immolating Sub-Zero with Hellfire. Thanking Cole for freeing him and requesting that he look after the Hasashi bloodline, Scorpion departs as Raiden and the other champions arrive. Shang Tsung also arrives, vowing vengeance as he sends his champions' corpses back to Outworld before Raiden banishes him. Raiden then declares that he is creating a new list of warriors in preparation for the next tournament and assigns his current champions to recruit them. With this information, Cole departs for Los Angeles in search of Hollywood superstar Johnny Cage. And that's it for me butchering names.
I thought you did well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So collectively, we all gave the story a 65.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So Rose was actually the nicest to the story. He had it at a 70. I was like right in the middle between Rose and DJ. I was sitting at 65, and DJ, you gave it a 60.
I don't know. Now, maybe I'm so nice on it just because I've never played any of these, so I don't really understand the story. So this is like all I'm getting. This is like all that I'm basing Mortal Kombat off of. So maybe I was going to say
you are like the perfect audience for this movie. Like, because you said you'd never played any of the games or anything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen the original movie back in the day?
I've seen bits and pieces.
You guys are who this movie is exactly for. It is not for me. Because I don't know if it's a spoiler to the end to say this. This is the worst prequel movie I've ever seen to the first video game.
Oh, shit.
That's all it was.
Dude, what threw me off is like the whole point of this was that they were supposed to win a tournament, but guess what they didn't have?
So I want to go off that, like where there was like literally no tournament in this. The director of this said, I never wanted to talk about sequels. That was never brought up. If anyone ever talked about a sequel, I told them to shut the up because we didn't know if we were going to actually get one. So we were just focusing on this one movie. But then he came back and said, oh yeah, the first one was supposed to be them just like, like meeting each other. Then the second one is supposed to be the actual arena. And then the third one is supposed to be the post arena. I'm just like, you say you just want to base it off the first one, but yet you're planning off all the sequels. You want this to be a trilogy. I don't understand you, man. What is it?
Terrible? Oh, what?
You guys know the actor for Sub-Zero? He signed on for a deal with Warner Brothers for 5 movies.
Oh shit! I thought it was 4.
Yowzers.
Yeah.
Well, but is that one of those things where like they do that just to like make sure that you're not going anywhere, and then because can't they just release them at any time? Like, couldn't you be like, nah, we liked you in the first one, we don't really like you in the second one, we're just going to release you after 2?
Yeah, that's typically how the contracts will go, but it's more to like lock them in just in case they wanted to do that many. But that could mean any number of things that we're going to get, like what Rose said, 3. Who knows? They might go freaking nuts and do 4.
They can do spin-off movies, Sonya and Kano do a road movie or whatever.
I'm getting major plan. I don't know if you guys ever like did some digging on what they had planned for the Power Rangers reboot when it came out.
Mm-mm.
So when it came out, Saban, I think that's how you say it, he's like, oh yeah, if this movie's successful, we're going to do like 6 sequels. We got so much planned. Like, they're planning so much, but yet, oh wait, the first movie didn't make that much money. We can't go forward with this. So I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes from this Mortal Kombat movie.
That's the saddest part about it, is because like it clearly is supposed to be part of a bigger thing that I just do we know any numbers on this movie?
So yes, box office wise, the budget was $55 million. So far, it's brought in $51.1 million.
Yikes, is what I say to that.
Yeah.
Cool, no Mortal Kombat we'll ever see. Awesome.
This was a weird movie because it's like I feel like there was a lot of stuff in this that you kind of had to be familiar with the
source material.
A little bit, yeah. Like the only thing I really knew, like my only like introduction to Mortal Kombat is I've seen like clips here and there of the original movie on YouTube, and I hadn't even really like seen them. They just kind of automatically played while I was scrolling.
I don't know what happened. They just showed up on my computer. It was an ad. I think it has a virus. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I played Mortal Kombat, I think 9 with I played it at someone's house. I did like 2 rounds, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Because they like completely kicked my ass.
I was gonna say, by that point, like people are like OGs at Mortal Kombat, and like they know everything. And it just gets to be a thing where it's just no fun. Like, what's that? Team Fortress? Is that the game I'm thinking of? Team Fortress 2 that came with like in the orange box collection. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I was like, back in the day when I got that, I went into like one of the servers because there were still people playing it, and it was no fun because those people had been playing it since day 1 and they never stopped. And I would just show up and they're like, cool, that's a bullet through your brain. Cool, that's a bullet through your brain. Cool, that's a bullet through your brain. And that's what Mortal Kombat is. It's like just a bunch of people that know what they're doing. And if you try and come in, they're like, ha, 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 fresh meat. Oh, watch this. Finish him.
Yeah, there's just a lot of issues. And like I said, the biggest one for me was that there was no tournament. And then and it was also like brought up some questions with like what's his face, like the main bad guy was going through like bringing everyone back to life or just taking them up in smoke.
You're talking about the end?
Disappear.
Yeah.
With Kano.
Yeah.
So Kano, does he have his mark still? Does he still have his laser eye? Like,
look at you trying to apply logic. Listen, the real question is if what's his face Jax didn't get his arms taken off, when would he have figured out what his thing was? Because apparently it's electronics. He's just Donatello. That's his Arcana magic. Because like that was his thing. Like he finally like hulked out, and then his I don't know, his metal. There became more metal. That was what his magic was. What would he have done if he had not gotten his arms ripped off?
Who knows?
That's a good point.
And like it was the same with Sonya. What was her power? Like she has the ability to blast a hole through someone, but can't do it through bone.
Heart. Yeah, this movie was. We're still on story, right? So what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at my. I gave it a 60. This story was. I don't know if it was terrible or not. It seems terrible because it ended with no Mortal Kombat, the thing that the movie is called. But then you have. Well, I guess I'm trying to talk about characters now. I don't know. Take it away.
I mean, question for you, DJ. Do
Yes,
you
please.
feel it is hard to pull off a Mortal Kombat movie? Do you feel it's a hard story to tell?
Well, not at first, because within the first like 5 minutes of the movie, when the guy who would be Scorpion is just wrecking shop and there's blood flying everywhere and it looks awesome, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like this movie is going to be it. Like there's already blood flying. It's going to be great. And in a way, it seems like they put too much to it. They gave it more than it. They thought too much about it. They're like, instead of giving everyone a little backstory and a guy who no one cares about named Cole, we're gonna give him a story of, hey man, I'm not good at fighting. I'm still not good at fighting. And then I have this metal Black Panther thing where I'm still not good at fighting, but when I get hit all the time, I can redirect that energy. Like there was just, I don't know. I don't even think I'm answering.
Power? Like they didn't really explain that.
This movie. Listen, spoiler alert, I hated this movie. I loved the parts of it that I loved it so much. It's so weird to even think about. Like it, I don't know. The only thing this movie did right to me was when I thought the credits were going to roll, I was like, if there is not an after credits sequence where Johnny Cage looks back and like gives a wink or something, then I'm going to be pissed. And then they showed the poster and I was like, okay, thank you movie for at least giving me that.
What threw me off like really bad was just how quickly they tried to get to the Mortal Kombat sequences. Like following Cole, getting his ass handed to him in a fight, and then some rando comes and he's just like, let's go. Like when Sub-Zero comes to attack him and he just jumps in the car with a stranger that just said, hey, like, this is how you could have won that fight, man. And he's just like, thanks. And then he like drives off with this guy and then leaves his family to go to, like, he's like, I need to go to this place. Why? Well, you don't owe him anything.
And by the way, that's why it's funny because like I was going to rate writing the same as story because of stuff like that. Because it's like, there was a bunch, all this movie was a bunch of like, all right, yeah. All right, they're fighting. Yeah. They're fighting again. Like none of it had to matter. They're like, he left his family. So what? They're about to split Goro in half. Oh my God. The guy that split the lady in half, he also died. Like what? Okay, yeah, but now everyone's real mad, and they're gonna when Mortal Kombat comes. Ooh, they're They're going to combat with a K. Don't even trip.
Yeah, that I don't know. I think I put this down as a writing issue, but the conversation between Cole and Sonya when she was explaining what Mortal Kombat was, and he's like, "It sounds like you made it up," and he's like, "And look, they spelled it wrong." Which I mean, I guess we can get into writing. Writing ended up getting a 75.6.
I regret. I'm not going to change it or ask to change it, but I regret giving it so high a mark because I gave it a 70.
Yeah, I gave it a 75, and Rose ended up giving it an 82.
Rose, I'm telling you, this movie was made for you, sir.
I don't know what it is, but sorry, Caleb, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I think what boosted me so high, and it's mostly the character writing for the bits between Kano and Cabal. Was that his name?
Yeah. The guy with the weird hook swords.
Yeah, I loved the interaction. The writing between those two was freaking hilarious, and just I don't know. That's probably why it's so high for me.
Actually, you reminded me, Kano is the sole reason why that writing didn't get a 1.
So, quick question on Kano. Does he curse that much in the games? Because a buddy of mine said he doesn't.
I didn't follow the games after like 2 or 3. Okay. So when my dealings with him was only, he was just shooting people with laser beams. He wasn't really saying much other than fatality and whatever else he says, babality, whatever it was. Did you know this? Did either of you know this? They'll never put this in the movies, but there was something in Mortal Kombat. I can't remember which one it was, but so they had fatalities, they had finishing moves, and then they had friendship moves where instead of ripping someone's spine out, you could just it was Sub-Zero or Scorpion would put his hands up like this and he did a little rainbow. I was like, oh, friendship. But they also had babalities where they would shoot a beam at them and they would turn them into babies.
What
the hell?
Yeah.
What?
There's 11 Mortal Kombat games, okay?
Oh man.
Shit, man.
All that to
That's
say,
weird.
Kano may or may not have cussed a lot. I don't know. But Kano, I think we can all agree, Kano was a shining diamond in a sea of poop.
What I find, have you ever seen Superstore at all, DJ?
No, I have not.
So, Caleb, did you recognize him from it?
What? No.
Yeah, it's Tate, the pharmacist.
What?
Yeah, dude, that's Tate. I know, I had the same reaction.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Holy shit. Okay, I think we can all agree Kano was easily the best part of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Okay, what absolutely destroyed the writing score for me was Scorpion.
Bro. Listen, go ahead. Go on.
No,
please.
He only speaks Japanese throughout the entire movie. That is all he speaks, except for when he says, "Get over here."
But it was so perfect.
Listen, that kind of stuff is what brought me back in. I'm like, yeah, I know exactly where we're going, sir. Here. The thing about him that aggravated me, and I feel like I'm skipping forward, but this is writing, but also mixed in with costume, is that as if we wouldn't know it was him when the camera focused right on his face. He's like, let me go ahead and take this mask off. Hey, some Chinese words. All right, put this back on. I'm going to kick it a little bit and then turn over to this guy. Hey, I'm going to take this mask off. Hey, some more words, man. And then put it back on. Like, why? Why with
Yeah,
the
that was
mask
really
on and
annoying.
off? Like,
Yeah, dude, my wife pointed it out. She's just like, "What's the point of the mask if he's just going to keep taking it off?"
yeah.
Brielle nailed it.
Like, I would have understood the mask a little bit more had he done like that fire breath thing. Like, if he took it off to do the fire breath, and then it just like left his like the underneath his face as a skeleton.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going to happen,
And
by
then
the
he's
way.
just like, yeah,
I
and
thought
then he
he
just
was-
like puts it back on, and I'm just like, oh, like I told her, I'm like, well, he took it off to do like the fire breath, and now it's like his face is all jacked up, and then he took it off again, and it was fine. I'm like, oh, what?
They didn't have. Listen, this movie they only made it for 55 million or whatever, 50 million. They didn't have multiple skeletal scene money. They wasted it all on Reptile.
But yeah, and I think it was weird that Sub-Zero, like the interaction with them at the beginning was just odd. The way that like he was speaking Japanese to Scorpion's family, and then goes out into this field to like meet up with Scorpion, and then he starts speaking Chinese.
It was
And then Scorpion's like, I don't know what you're saying, but like I'm gonna kick your ass.
I sure do wish I had a coat. I seem to be getting real cold right now. Like, they made that scene very cool, the first scene, but like super unnecessary. The only reason that scene needed to exist, by the way, it didn't need to exist because they could have just said, "You are a descendant of Scorpion." But instead, they were like, we're going to put this scene in that means nothing because we're not even going to show the 9 other Mortal Kombats that we know for sure happened. Why would we show those? It's not like we set it up to where we could have. No. But, hey, they found a baby. Hey, it's 1678 or whatever. Found this baby in some floorboards. I'm going to go ahead and Thor myself out of here. Guys, I'm Raiden. You're going to see me later in the movie. It's going to be many, many hundreds of years later. Goodbye. And we cut to a guy getting beat up.
Yeah, dude, like
in present day.
Dude,
Sorry.
what was throwing me off? Like, did they show a year?
They did. At the beginning,
Yeah.
it was like 16 something. You know what I mean? It was
Okay,
I can't remember.
I must have missed that because I did not see the year, so I thought that baby was Cole, and I'm like, I thought they
Me
said it
too
was
for a second.
sister.
When I was watching the movie, I was like, "Oh, that was the baby he stole away." They were like, "No, there have been many Scorpion." By the way, this is considered writing. Who decided that they should just the first Scorpion, who, by the way, was never in any Mortal Kombats? We've also now figured out he's been in hell trying to figure out how to get out this whole time. Like, why wouldn't that power just transfer into Why wouldn't that just be Cole's power? Is he just goes fire and he can just shoot ropes out of his hand or whatever? We don't need this old man. By the way, 2 old men fighting each other. That's what Scorpion and Sub-Zero at the end was. It was 2 old men. I was reading IMDb as we were getting started. The guy that played Scorpion, I'm sorry, was it Scorpion or Sub-Zero? Was like 60. 60! Why did we have a presidential debate with magic?
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah.
Odd choices all around. Like, why couldn't? Like, what even unlocked or released Scorpion from hell?
Right.
Like, he just kind of appeared, didn't he?
Great question, Caleb. Great question. I'm glad you asked it. No one knows.
Yeah, because like throughout he's just like, you need to release me, Cole. Like you need to do this to release me, and I'm like, okay. And then he just doesn't do anything. Like he gets his ass whooped, and then Scorpion just appears. And I'm like, what?
And by the way,
And he's like, you did it.
And dear listener, if it seems like we're only talking about the very beginning and the very end, it's because that's when only one other cool thing happened really in between what we talked about, which was what's her face getting split in half by Kung Lao, which was maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen in any movie.
Oh my gosh, dude! Kung Lao was awesome.
The fact that he died, why? He's got, if Kano comes back, this fool has to come back. Like, you just can't do it. Because, by the way, this movie is a prequel to the first game. You will never convince me of anything else other than that. Because there is no other way that Sonya and Scorpion and Jax and what's-his-face, Bruce Lee, but not, what's his name? What is his name? He had a lot of muscles. That guy drank no water before that one scene where he took his shirt off. And he was just very muscular.
Oh, wasn't it Liu Kang?
Liu Kang, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Here's one thing that you guys probably could not enjoy the way that I did. When Liu Kang was first training with Kano, I think, and he kept doing the little sweep the legs to him. And he did it. He swept his legs and he tripped and he's like, all right, I'm going to get you next time. And he did it again. And he's like, God, you son of a bitch. And then he did it a third time. He's like, you're just cheating now. Dude, that was the thing. In the first game, you were a son of a bitch if you had him and you just kept doing that. Yeah. Because people would do that. That brought a lot of joy to my heart.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a scene that I laughed, but I don't think I appreciated it like that.
It definitely hit me right in the nostalgias. Like this movie, I will say this is why I my final score is what it was, is because it did enough of the things that I wanted it to do that I was willing to forgive the fact that there was literally no Mortal Kombat in it. And it was stuff like that. It was stuff like that. Like Liu Kang tripping Kano 3 times in a row and him calling him a cheater was just chef's kiss amazing. I loved that.
Yeah. Dude, everything Kano did was just an improvement on my writing score.
Yeah.
And then the things that bumped it, and like I said, I'm not super familiar with the games, but I feel like I was familiar. Actually, I wasn't even familiar. I feel like every line that they would say, like different lines after a fight, I was like, well, that's just from the game. Like when Kano beat or ripped the heart out of the lizard dude, and he just looks at everyone. He's like, Kano wins.
Yeah,
that's obviously from the game.
When stuff like, again, I don't know why it is, because in some movies, especially like video game movies, like that would be super cheesy, but for some reason, when they hit the nail so hard on the head like that and just made it like, yep, we're doing it, I loved that. Like,
you know what that scene was? Or anytime they had those scenes when Kung Lao was just like flawless victory. I was like, that's from the game. Yes. And then Liu Kang was like fatality for Kung Lao. I'm like, okay, like come on, guys. And then Scorpion's like, get over here,
dude.
That was the equivalent for me of what they did in Battleship when they were like, what was it? Bravo 4, fire! And they're like, miss, no hit.
By the way, him saying that at the end, finally saying, get over here, that you finally get to hear Scorpion say it. By the way, they did that, I promise you, because they were like, we don't know if there's going to be another movie, and if we don't give them a get over here, people are going to riot in the streets, and it probably would have happened. And I got to tell you, him saying get over here, I'm saying it right now, that was the exact same, 1 for 1. You could watch these 2 scenes together, and it's the exact same thing. Avengers Assemble. Yeah!
That is completely understandable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we can all agree Kano, absolute highlight. Just, so good. I loved when he discovered his arcana, and he was just like, Kung Lao and Liu Kang were just getting him all worked up, and he's just like, do you know who I am?
Suck it, nerds! I got a laser!
One of my coworkers told me this today. In the original games, like, they kind of were messing around with Kano, like his character, a lot, so he didn't have like a consistent voice for a while until the first movie came out. And then they loved like what the actor for Kano did so much that they made him like permanently Australian.
That's awesome, and I love that.
Really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a little fun fact. So, all right, moving on over to acting. This actually scored a little bit higher than writing. So this got a 76.6. And then writing was at 75.6. So it's just a 1 point difference.
Kano again, dude. Kano wins. I'm telling you. Like, any good grade this thing gets, Kano is a big part of it.
Oh my god. Dude, the scene where they're fighting the reptile dude, and Sonya throws the blade and it goes straight into Kano's leg.
You just threw that at me.
Dude, I want to go back.
Like, you bitch!
Dude, I want to go back and see count how many times he called her a bitch. It seemed like a lot. Yeah, so many. Like, damn.
Dude, but if someone threw a knife into my leg, I'd be pissed too.
I mean, fair.
But, okay, so you said we're going, wait, what category are we on?
We're on acting.
Like, was there anyone else that even came close to Kano in your eyes, either of you? I would say the two.
Really.
I mean, I really liked the guy who played Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like the at the beginning, the guys that were Sub-Zero and Scorpion, like when they were having their little interactions. Honestly, like that whole first scene that happened in 16, whatever it was, like that was like the most. Is that like the most? What's the word I'm looking for? Like one consistent or one like long scene that just happened with any characters like at all. Like I feel like what I'm trying to say is like it seemed like this movie, thinking about it now, was set up of a bunch of like less than 2-minute scenes where they were like, these two people are talking, but not for too long, and then these two people are talking, and now these two, and now these two, and maybe there's like 4 people in one room, and 2 of them are talking, but you didn't have a lot of time with anyone except for those 2 at the beginning, I feel like.
No, I can absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think the one that we spent the most time with was Cole. And I feel like it was split between Cole and Kano once he was introduced. Because Sonya and Jax, they didn't have a whole lot. They felt like very much like side characters.
Which is crazy because they were like, that's what was crazy about them being side characters, because that is what they felt like. But they were the ones that like, we've been tracking the Mortal Kombat combat ring since we...
Yeah, they're the 2 people that know what the hell is going on.
And they're like, oh, now that they know what it is, we're just going to step behind the scenes.
Yeah. Only one of us has the dragon tattoo, so I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. This guy has no arms now, so you guys just take it from here.
But I think everyone did like a pretty decent job, like a fairly average job altogether.
No, Sonya was terrible. The acting, she was far and away the worst of all of them. Like if we were ranking them all, she would be at the bottom. I don't know who would be in the middle or at the top, but she would be at the bottom.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it like for me, from like bottom to top, it'd be her, then probably Jax, then Cole.
That was very gracious.
And then like super tied, like Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Then, shit, I forgot about Raiden.
Raiden, he said 10 words in that movie.
Don't forget about Cabal.
Like I don't know about you guys. I was expecting like an insane voice from him, not what we got. Like his voice was just very almost soothing, and from a thunder god, I was kind of expecting a little bit more.
I know,
a little bit more bass.
I thought it fit.
I can't. Here's the thing. I can't remember what he even sounds like.
Funny enough, I'm pretty sure he was the one of the Japanese Navymen from Battleship.
Of course
Hilarious.
He was.
Yeah, so it's just like I'd put him probably above Cole because I liked Kung Lao and Liu Kang pretty decently. Then probably Kano right after that.
You must
And
mean
Kano's
the
top.
number one spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they really need to do. I hope that them going to find... he died. I know they're bringing him back, but I wish it was Kano and somebody going to find Johnny Cage at the end. Like, they just got into a convertible, and they were like, we're going to Hollywood, and then that's how the movie ends.
That would have been super cool.
So you might know, who's Johnny Cage? Like, for those of us that don't know.
Johnny Cage is just I don't know, he's like the, I would say like the Guile of Mortal Kombat. Like, he's just like the generic white guy that's like, he's supposed to be, I don't know, because in the original movie, he was like a movie star. And I don't know if that was ended up being his persona in the games or not. I'm sure that I know just enough people that know a lot about Mortal Kombat that are screaming at me right now, and I'm so sorry to all of you, Adam. But I don't. Yeah, he was a movie star. I don't know. Like, it's they needed something to chase at the end of the movie. That's what he is.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't just have him there because they're like, well, you guys will think about it too much if there was no Mortal Kombat. So they have to go find him. That's why. Sorry, can't have it yet. Don't have all the people.
Okay. Well,
How'd you like that
I'm interested
non-answer?
to see who they get to play Johnny Cage, though.
I hear the Miz is actually throwing out his name in the I can't remember if it's the director or the producer, but they're actually not opposed to that.
What? They're not opposed to
the Miz playing him, the WWE wrestler.
That's funny because I just typed in The Miz, and the third thing that came up was The Miz Johnny Cage.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Okay, I have no idea who that is.
I was doing that because I don't know I have no idea who he is either. Is this him? Wait. All right. Google. Here we go. Can you guys see this?
Okay.
Is that him? Does anyone actually know?
Pretty sure that's him.
Again,
All
we're
right.
looking at pictures. They're WWF guys. He's very strong looking. For those of you just listening.
I lied. Sorry. So it says professional wrestler The Miz has openly expressed interest in the role of Johnny Cage and has even received the support of Mortal Kombat co-creator Ed Boon.
Now, see, if he was really into it, he needs to go and get one of those scarification tattoos of the little dragon on his body.
Dedication.
Show us you want it. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about Johnny Cage, but
He's a pretty boy movie star.
Yeah. But anyway, getting into like who we did see in this, everyone was like below average, except for Kano.
As far as
Kano was the
acting-wise,
absolute highlight of this movie.
for sure. Kano, let's see. Oh, Bi-Han, Sub-Zero, Jax, Emily. Oh, Emily. Remember he had a daughter. Her name was Emily. Remember that? I'll give you $1 million if you can tell me what his girlfriend's name was. $1 million.
Was it Betty?
No.
Damn.
Caleb?
I'm thinking Anna.
You were the closest. It was Allison.
Yeah, I completely forgot about them.
Yeah, so did he.
Oh, man.
So did he.
Dude, Cole sucked.
Yeah.
Like his power was, or his arcana was getting his ass kicked.
Yes.
True.
Like his power relied on him getting hit.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he sucked at... No, let me take this back. He was not good at fighting the people that he fought. He would get beat up by them. He was a decent enough fighter. But his whole thing was he just couldn't... when it came down to it, he couldn't do it. And then, in the moment where you're like, he's going to finally do it and get his arcana, he again doesn't do it, and instead gets a shield. Because his arcana knows, they're like, bro, you're gonna get hit a lot, we're gonna need to help you for real. And then he continues to be not good at fighting, and then just gets hit a bunch, but is like, I can just redirect it at you, Goro, and look at that's your guts. Oh yeah, because he got those batons too, those like sword baton things.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think, did he win any fights on his own?
Goro, technically, right? He sliced his stomach open, and Goro looked at his own guts before he fell down.
So other than Goro, I don't think he won any other fights.
He was there when some other people won some fights.
Yeah, like the weird dragon lady,
yeah, Melina. The one that,
or no, the weird mouth chick.
Yeah, I thought those were the same people.
Yeah, the one with the dragon lady was the one that got cut in half.
But she did not also have crazy mouth?
I think she had a crazy mouth too, but I was talking about the other one who looked like her jaw just like kept opening. I'm just like, oh, jeez.
Doesn't that hurt, ma'am?
Yeah, that was the one that Sonya blew a hole through, but not the spine for some reason.
I'm sure that's something that happened in the game that I forgot about.
Yeah, so it's like that. He didn't win that fight. He didn't win, and he got his ass handed to him with Sub-Zero, and I think he needs to stop getting so distracted.
True.
He was fighting Sub-Zero, and then he's gets Sub-Zero pushed away for a second, and then turns to his wife or his daughter, whoever was right next to him, starts punching that ice, and then he gets freaking bushwhacked by Sub-Zero again, and it's like, oh, that's right, I'm fighting this guy.
Whoops.
Whoops, forgot, man.
I gotta concentrate real hard and bring my ancestor back so we can win this fight.
Yeah. So, like I said, acting, it was okay. But nothing too special. Sitting at a 76. Moving on over to character development. This one's our tied for lowest category. It's at 65. And let's see who is nicer to this. Rose.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, you ended up giving it a 78. I gave it a 67,
Ew,
and then
was that high?
DJ gave it a 50.
Can I change
Listen,
that?
Man, I guess you can.
70, please? I'm sorry. I did not know I went that high. Hot damn.
You sent in your scores.
I know, but I just forgot that I went that high.
There was
All right,
no.
changing that.
We can agree there was zero. Like, I gave it 50 because I felt weird to give it a 0, but there was no one developed at all, right?
Nope.
Not real. Like, I mean, you could make the argument for Cole, but really,
Go ahead.
all he
No.
did was
Make
just
that
unlock
argument.
his Arcana.
Make that argument. Go ahead, fully, and go.
No, like you can say that he. I guess you can't even really say that. All he really did was just unlock his Arcana, so now he can get his ass whooped less.
Yeah.
Well, he has something now to like. I don't know, push back out into the world instead of just like saying ouch. Now he can like take that and I don't know, shoot it back at them or whatever he did.
Yeah.
Like his Arcana relies on him not being good at fighting.
It's true.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's another like plot hole that I didn't really think about until now. So to get the dragon mark, do you have to kill the other person?
So, are you talking about his dragon mark?
Yeah.
See, that's how great the writing and the story was in this movie. He actually had his because it was passed down from Scorpion to the daughter that was in the floorboards, and then just on and on and on. It was passed down to in that bloodline, which we are to presume that people in that bloodline were part of those 9 other Mortal Kombats, survived, lived a life, died, and then we get to Cole now. Cole, by the way, is the product of 9 tournaments worth of people that won. People that made it all the way through. He was the last one.
They all lost.
How?
Because
I guess they
all
could've
said
lost.
that, like the Earth Realm has never won a Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
And it
poke
was
holes
this
in what I'm
10th
saying.
one. It was this 10th one that was supposed to, where the underworld or whatever underrealm could come and take over the Earth Realm.
So I change it. Cole's character makes perfect sense because he comes from nine tournaments worth of failures. Turns out I need to give the writing a higher score. Character development is going up by at least 15 points.
Yeah. So it's just like he doesn't really like as a character. He doesn't really make any significant changes to himself.
No, other than
And
getting
it just-
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He just gets beat up. But he was doing that before. So that's not a development.
Yeah, like he already kind of had like you couldn't even say that he was like hesitant because he went like all in
Immediately.
almost immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah, he doesn't really have much of an arc. Like he just gets like weird gold skin.
I take it back. Sonya actually did have an arc. She had somewhat of an arc because she went from being this person that was just very interested in the Mortal Kombat tournament and wanted to know everything about it and help Jax, and then eventually made her way into like, now we know she is going to be part of it in some way. Which there was a question because I was wondering, I'm like, who is she going to kill, or how are they going to get her to be in this? Because there was that point when they were training, when they were like, "Sorry, idiot, you can't be here. You don't have this special tattoo." She was like, "But I know how to fight real good. I beat the guy that does have one." And they were like, "Get out! You're a woman. We don't allow women here. Get out!" And she was like, "Fine." I'll just leave. I'll go check on No Arms Magoo over here and see how he's doing. Oh, he's got arms now. God dang it.
Oh, shit.
That was something I thought was fun. She didn't like put up that big of a stink about it. She just kind of like, okay,
yeah.
and then like went away.
It makes sense what you said. I'm going to leave.
Like, hey guys, can I play with you? No. Okay.
I guess that makes sense.
So no character development. Okay.
No, none. So with Rose's new score, that takes character development down to our lowest category, and it's sitting at a 62.33.
You're welcome, guys. I'm just kidding.
Moving on over to effects. This is our highest category.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Dude, this is where it starts getting good.
Yeah. So the effects is sitting at a 91.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. These are
Yeah.
good
So
as hell.
I think this was the one category I was the harshest.
Oh?
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason that I was harsh on this was this, like, all the blood and gore looked pretty good. There was like some parts where it was like a bit rubbery looking. There were times where you could totally tell that there was like a CG model, and it was usually whenever someone was like getting thrown up against a wall from a character that was way bigger than them. Or with Kung Lao. Like, there was a lot of CG shit with him. But what threw me off was the scene with Scorpion at the very end. Like, was it just me, or did his face look off?
What do you mean? Like when he pulled his face off to do the fire breath, or what do you mean?
No, it was just like anytime he took his mask off in general, his face looked like digitally altered.
I think that I attributed that more to costumes, and we can get into that. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain that other than with costumes.
Yeah, well, like his costume overall was fine. It's just like it looked like they did something to his face, and it didn't move right.
That could have been intentional because he was, theoretically supposed to be some kind of hell demon that came back and was avenging his family. So
That's fair.
maybe that might have been intentional. I doubt it.
Maybe. Like, it didn't bump it down that much. I think I was at 88.
Okay, so yeah, it's not that bad.
So it was just enough for it to bother me. And so I had to dock it.
I mean, listen, it's seeing Goro look as cool as he did, because, by the way, in the first movie, or the original movie, he was like an animatronic, which actually I think looked really good. And the fact that he looked really good in this movie, I appreciated. Seeing his guts spill out, I was like, oh my god, that is actually sickening a little bit. Seeing what's her face get split in half by Kung Lao's hat, which was one of his finishing moves, by the way. It was awesome to see. Like the beginning fight scene where blood's spraying everywhere and he's just going to town with his garden spade, just killing people. Awesome. Everything Sub-Zero did was I feel like they spent, if they had one where they spent a little more on everything in the effects part, it was for Sub-Zero, because all of his ice stuff looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
They went nuts on that. Like, I watched it in the trailers like so many times, and then in this, it still blew me away. The scene where he slices up Scorpion's back and then freezes his blood midair to make another blade. I was just like, yes.
That's so fucking cool.
Dude, that was awesome. Even though they showed it in the trailer, seeing it in the movie, whenever Jax shoots the shotgun and he freezes the pellets or whatever, like in place, like right in front of his face. Oh, that was so cool.
Oh, that was the best. That looked so freaking good. Like, just the way that the light was like just distorted, but still shining on his face. Oh my gosh, so good. Like you said, I think they spent a little extra money on Sub-Zero.
Yeah, they were like, guys, take your time. You're good.
Oh my gosh. But everything else, there was like very few things I had issues with. It looked great. It was gory when it needed to be gory.
Yes.
You could really tell they were pushing the NC-17 rating here. It was insane.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, damn.
But yeah, so like I said, effects is sitting at a 91. Next up we got music. And I was harsher on this one too. So I gave this a 7. Rose gave this an 8. And then DJ, you gave this a 10.
Dude, so let me tell you something. I'm going to justify my 10 right now. Because So, have you guys ever heard that like original like Mortal Kombat song? The Mortal Kombat. I can't do it. But have you ever heard like that like dance like electronic version of the Mortal Kombat song? Your silence tells me no. Okay,
no.
What?
Yeah,
like,
it's one that I've hummed to myself, not knowing where it was from.
So here's the thing. There were some times in this movie where it gave you like hints of that song. Like they played little parts that sounded like adjacent to that like original Mortal Kombat song, and then at the end when they basically did like a reimagining of that song, and they did the little test your might in Mortal Kombat, and it's funny because in that moment I was like, oh, they are getting a 10 for this. Like as soon as the movie ends, that song that plays, it's like basically the new Mortal Kombat like theme, in my opinion. So good. So good. I loved it. That alone, I'm telling you, if it was a strong 9, it became a 10 at that point.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So from like I mean, I don't know about you, Rose, but from my perspective, like I didn't pick up on those subtleties of the original song.
I mean, I didn't either, but just, I don't know, all the music that they had in it, beat for beat with all the fighting, was just so kick-ass that I couldn't help but love it.
Shit, you might
explain yourself
a little bit.
Go ahead, Caleb. Explain your 7, sir.
I know, it was good, but it's just like there wasn't anything like super memorable for me until the very end when they started doing like the original. You guys might have talked me up. I'll go up to an 8. Which actually bumps music up to a 9.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so now music is sitting at a 9. Since I round up or round, I round. One of the directions. So the next category, costumes, we were unanimous on. We all gave it a 9.
Hell yeah.
Wait, why did you guys give it a 9? Because I have a very specific reason why I gave it a 9.
For me, it was the Scorpion and Sub-Zero costumes. Like, even though I've never played the games, they look so badass. I love them to death.
What kept you from going up to a 10?
All the other costumes.
Haha.
Especially Cole's. Because, I'm sorry, it looks stupid.
Dude, Cole's was lame.
Hey, Cole didn't have a costume.
Okay,
Cole was wearing clothes the whole movie. And then he got a shield at the end. He got new skin.
Yeah, Yeah, that's honestly the one that killed it for me, because I thought everyone else looked really good. I thought Kano looked good. Sonya looked really good.
Cabal looked really good.
Yeah, Cabal looked friggin' awesome. I thought Jax, once he got his big boy arms. I love that. I thought those looked really cool. Dude, I gotta say, so when we were watching it, it was the fight between Jax and Sub-Zero, and his arms started getting frozen, and my wife was just like, "Oh no," and I was just like, "What?" And she's just like, "He's losing his arms," and I'm like, "Yeah," and she's just like, "They're really nice." I was just like, I had the sudden urge to go do push-ups.
Oh man!
By the way, do either of you guys watch Supergirl?
I don't.
I've been going through the CW show, so I'm like recatching up on it.
Because he is Jimmy Olsen on that show.
Oh,
Superman's little sidekick.
What?
Yeah, dude. He got super crazily arm jacked for that thing because he was not that in the show.
What?
And when they first show his arms, I was like, huh? What are you doing, bro? That was not natural. You definitely put some needles into your arms, sir.
Okay, I'm looking that up. Not that I don't believe you.
Listen, the other guy was the guy from Superstore, okay? Why would I be lying about this?
He's got a point.
That is a really good point.
While you're looking that up, I will tell you, I gave it a 9 instead of a 10 because I thought I really liked all of the... I thought all of the costumes were cool. Even Cole's stupid skin, I thought looked cool because it reminded me of like I don't know. I can see it in my head, but I don't know. I think it's whatever. It doesn't matter. It reminded me of something that I was like, oh, okay, I like this. You okay there, Caleb?
Yeah,
okay.
My Wi-Fi took a shit on me on the computer, so moving to my phone.
Caleb's still picture is him as a baby with another baby.
Holy shit! Dude, what?
Wait, are you talking about your baby picture or Jimmy Olsen?
I'm talking about Jimmy Olsen, and I'm not that much of a baby.
Brother, you
I forgot what picture I have. Wait, what picture was it? Was it the one of me and Brielle?
Yeah. I want to say that was like when you guys first met, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was our second date.
Aww.
So the thing that I noticed immediately about Sub-Zero was I was like, why do we refuse to learn anything from the 89 Batman? And why does he have these things that go like all the way up above his ears, these like little shoulder things that like he wouldn't really be able to fight with those? And that bugged me. And then the thing that I was like, for real, movie, you knew this too? Because there was one point where he was like, all right, now I really got to fight. And he takes the shoulder things off so he can fight better.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he had these things that, like, it literally, you could see it, like, hindered his range of motion with his head. And then he was like, all right, I really got to freeze some people now. So let me just take these things off and make sure I can really whoop some ice cubes on somebody right now. Sub-Zero. That alone, I was like, you were almost a 10 movie. Almost.
Yeah. Dude, when he was getting his ass handed to him by Scorpion, his headpiece, for some reason, like, I had no issues with his headpiece until that scene. It's just like, it looks super badass until he's vulnerable.
Well, and also, like, their mouthpieces or whatever, like, they looked once you really got to look at them when they weren't moving, they looked too big. Like, they looked too bulky, I think.
Yeah, they did look a little thick.
Very accentuated when Scorpion was like, all right, I'm about to talk again. Let me take this off and put it back on and take it back off and put it back on and take it back off. I was like, all right, bro, we get it. You're wearing a mask.
I'd like to know why they did that. Like, that was just an odd choice.
I'm sure there's a reason for it. Like, maybe he's just like, it's because of who the actor is that they're like, we got this guy and we need to make sure everybody sees this dude's face every time his mouth moves. It's got to be something like that.
Fair.
Because he's the older guy too. I think I saw in the trivia he's like 58. So I'm sure he's like some well-renowned actor in another country that we would never know that he was like the most famous. I'm gonna look him up right now and see. Sub-Zero. Kano. Go ahead.
No, I really liked everyone's costume. I thought that Kung Lao's helmet was going to be, like, super distracting.
But it was amazing.
It was. It fit so well. And I think the one that was, like, distracting to me was Raiden. My wife was actually, when Raiden came on, she's just like, oh my gosh, is that Jackie Chan? It's like, no, shit. That's only mildly racist. But no, that is not Jackie Chan. And then I had that moment where I'm like, Jackie Chan does not speak that clearly.
And did you see, like, I don't know if you could see, like, you couldn't see it with Kung Lao's hat, but with Raiden's hat, sometimes they showed him at just an angle where you could see, like, up underneath it and, like, how he had it on his head, and it didn't look comfortable. Like, his whole hat looked like it was made of metal, and it just, when it was on his head, like, just, I don't know, it just didn't look comfortable to me, and that also, I remember now that you say it, bothering me. Like, this is the Thunder God. Like, why would he wear an uncomfortable hat?
Yeah, those hats are weird. Like, it looked like it's the point too, because it doesn't look like his head sits in the point. It looks like his hat, like he has a hat within his hat.
Yeah, I mean, if you look,
like the first hat is to hold his other hat up.
I have a series of hats. It's a hat system. You wouldn't understand. It would take too long to explain.
Oh man,
it's a multi-tiered hat system.
Yeah, but I think everyone's costumes looked really freaking good.
Yes, I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think everything was just like really well put together. So I think a 9 is more than fair. Like, and I think, like we all said, Cole's was the one that kind of
His was definitely the lowest, but like, again, like it wasn't nothing, but it was close.
Yeah. I think I would have had less issues with it had it been like a little bit more, because it just looked like extra skin, but his hands were exposed. It looked like he just put on a golden long sleeve shirt.
Yes, a dry fit shirt, if you will.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like there should have been just something else, at least something like on his like I would have even been fine if it was like the golden skin, but then like a silver like wrapping around his arms.
Yes.
And then like just like around his fists, and so it's just a little extra. And then I probably would have put the neckline a little bit, I want to say higher, because it felt like it was like really low, and it just like, I don't know, like someone overly stretched out like a crew neck.
Well, is that guy somebody? Louis Tan or Tan is his name. He was in Deadpool 2. Like, I'm just trying to figure out why they wouldn't want to just cover his face. You know what I mean? Like, put him in a whole cool looking, like, weird gold scale armor thing.
So he was in Deadpool 2?
He was Shatterstar in Deadpool 2.
Oh. So he was the one that got chopped up by the helicopter in X-Force.
That's amazing. I like this guy a lot more.
Yeah, the one that said that he was an alien and no one believed him, and then he gets chopped up by the helicopter and his blood's like blue.
He was in one episode of Iron Fist as Zhao Chen. So for all three of you that watched Iron Fist, he was in that.
Man, I liked Iron Fist.
No, you didn't. Shut your mouth.
Oh, this is gonna become another long tangent if I get in on this.
Goodness.
I won't do it to you.
Costumes were pretty good overall. Like I said, I think there was just some minor improvements I would have made to Cole, but everyone else was just spot on.
Yeah.
Definitely agree.
All right, so like I said, costumes sitting at a 9, and so our final category that that we scored is our own personal grade. So once again, Rose, you were the harshest on this.
Once again, he's been the nicest this whole time.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know. I've been having like a different conversation in my head for some reason.
No, you just like being mean to Rose. I get it. It's cool. It's fine.
Yeah. So, Rose, you ended up giving this a 79. Want to tell us why?
I mean, honestly, like, consider I know nothing about Mortal Kombat, I had a hell of a fun time with this movie. Some of the characters were not great. But the effects made up for that. The action, just blood spewing everywhere, was wonderful. So, I mean, if it does get a sequel, I will definitely check it out. So, yeah.
Alrighty. Next up, DJ, you ended up giving it an 88, so you are actually in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yep. Wow. I liked it just a little bit better than you.
Well, I gave it an 88 for many reasons, and one of those reasons is, like, for all of how the writing and story were just terrible, in my opinion, like, it, again, like we were talking about, the things that I liked from it, like the little, like, punch you in the face nods to the games, the fact that they looked so cool, like all their costumes looked awesome. For the most part, I got to see every character that was on there do the thing I wanted them to do. Maybe less Raiden. He just kind of was like, I made this cool shield for our hideout. Isn't that great? Like, yeah, I remember that move from the game. That was pretty cool. But I don't know. It was just for everything that infuriated me about it, more of it, like, if this did become a trilogy, I would love to marathon this trilogy. Like, just take a weekend to be like, I watched the new Mortal Kombat trilogy and it was amazing. And the other reason I made it an 88 is specifically so that Chris Watsky's synchronicity can just continue on into the future. And he'll know what that means, and you two will continue to look at me like I'm crazy. Hey, Chris.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So I actually ended up giving this an 89.
Nice.
So just like barely. I had an absolute blast with this movie. This is one I feel like I'm going to revisit. So Rose actually sent me the digital codes for the original two, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
You're gonna like one more than the other. For sure, you're gonna have a definitive one you like more.
So, even though I've heard not super great things about those movies, I'm excited. just want to explore these characters a bit more because they're super interesting, and I think like the world that they built, at least in this movie, was just so much freaking fun to watch. And this is like Kung Fu Fast and the Furious. You just gotta shut your brain off and enjoy.
That's exactly right. That is the best explanation of this movie I have heard since I have seen it. Fast and the Furious, but karate.
Just better not get 10 of these things. Or maybe we could, but just don't force the family thing down our throat. That's all I care about.
Raiden, I rescued you from floorboards. We gotta stay together.
Yeah, they easily could. They just go back. Well, I mean, those wouldn't be super happy movies, but I'd be like, you could go back and show us the other tournaments.
Dude, if I'll tell you this, they better do some I want them. They won't, but I want them so bad to make the next 2 movies. And if they do, they need to have flashbacks to like all the cool characters from over the years that have happened in Mortal Kombat. God, we're not going to get these movies, guys. You said it only made $51 million after it would cost $50 million. Was that the number?
Yes. I mean, it is only its first weekend. So
yeah, but everyone's streaming it, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, well, that's just box office numbers. So who knows how much revenue they're making off of like subscriptions.
I mean,
and
I know,
do they count like?
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I know Godzilla vs. Kong did really well in theaters and also on streaming. So I don't know, maybe Mortal Kombat will do better on streaming than in theaters. So
how does that translate though when it streams as compared to Ticket Spot
as well?
So that's exactly it though. The box office money is just how much it made in theaters. So we have no idea. Like, I don't think HBO is going to be sharing those numbers. They're not sharing how much they're making off the movie with streaming. But they're making money off of people keeping their subscriptions, people like getting new ones, and just all that fun stuff. And like, I think that's like the smart tactic that they're using, that they're releasing new movies every month. It's just keeping people subscribe to HBO Max.
It's a lot smarter business plan than what Disney did and is doing.
For real,
I'll tell you that.
That even though I am going to be one of those people that rents or not rents because you unlock it forever on your account, I'll be one of those people that pays the money for Black Widow.
Oh, really? Really?
I think,
man.
So I think me and Rose are going to split it. Yeah, split the cost and just share the account.
Oh my god, man! I hope that movie is worth it. That is how you need to rate that movie. Like, we rate this movie, we're not getting a number score; it's getting a worth $30.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's actually how we used to grade the movies. We used to say like, "Oh, we got our money's worth out of it. We broke even if it's just like an movie," and like, yeah, we lost money on this deal.
So do we? We all feel like we did not lose money on Mortal Kombat, though, correct?
Yeah, I think I feel like I came out on top.
I mean, I piggyback off Caleb's account, so I definitely came out on top.
For legal purposes, this show is a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is all alleged.
Yeah.
Hyperbole.
Yeah, but averaging out our personal scores, that brings us to an 85.33. And that is all of the categories. So, the final All Bros and Untrained Eye letter grade for Mortal Kombat 2021 is a C+.
I really thought this was going to get a B-. I'm not going to lie.
I actually love that C+.
It's really close. So it is. Yeah, our cutoff is an 80% for a B-. So anything less than that is a C+ or
in the C category or less. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything higher than an 80 would be in like the B- range. So this is 1%. Actually, not even a full percent. It is 0.6% away from being a B-.
Wow.
I can accept that.
All right.
Yeah. So this is sitting at a 79.49%.
Love it.
So, comparing this to some other C+ movies that we have graded, this puts it 1% higher than The New Mutants.
Fair enough.
0.2% lower than The Croods: A New Age. 1% higher than Godzilla vs. Kong.
That can't be right. I haven't even seen that movie, and that can't be right.
Well, it's higher. Let's see. 0.4% lower than Yes Day.
Wait.
3% higher than Unhinged.
Wait, so Yes Day is higher than Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
By the way, that means Yes Day is higher than Godzilla vs. Kong still, right?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat's higher than Godzilla vs. Kong.
No. But Yes Day is also higher than that too, right?
Yes.
Shit.
This is the one you need to revisit, I'm telling you.
It's 2% higher than Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
2% higher than The Babysitter Killer Queen. 2% higher than Aquaman. I hesitate wanting to say this. It is 1% lower than Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes, Scott Pilgrim wins again, just like it always should.
It's 2% higher than Tag.
Okay.
2% higher than The Strangers Pray at Night.
Yeah, that's fair.
2% higher than The Boondock Saints.
Okay, something's happening now. What?
Hey, if you want to rebuke that one, you can talk to Jason. Apparently, he hated that movie.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
sorry. I gotta agree with Jason on that. I rewatched that movie. I'm sorry, Caleb. I do not like that movie. And
I was gonna say, that seems like a movie that was good when I was a kid and probably is terrible now, but I just want to remember it as being good.
I think that way about a lot of horror movies.
All right. Yeah, it is 0.4% higher than Jexy.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
1% higher than Jumanji: The Next Level.
Definitely fair.
Ooh, that one's a kick in the nuts. That 0.2% lower than Aladdin.
Oh, damn.
The remake.
I was going to say the original better be higher than that.
And it is 2% higher than the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Didn't you guys have some foul words to say about the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man? What is the matter with you two?
Okay, the only reason, like, we docked it very heavily on the writing.
You guys, listen, I don't want to rehash last week's episode, but listen, something, no, we need to rework the system, because I refuse to believe that movie is not as good as I remember it in my head. No one can convince me any different.
You need to rewatch it then.
Nope, I will not. You can't make me do it.
But yeah, so that's the home that Mortal Kombat's at, or the family of C+ movies.
Wait, okay, I have to ask this for the true fans will be listening right now, because we're like almost 3 hours deep, because of course we are. Rose, have you done the right thing and started watching The Last Airbender?
Oh shit, no, I have not.
Bro,
dude,
I'm sorry.
I've never wanted to be on an episode more than last week, because when they were chastising you for not watching Avatar The Last Airbender, I just wanted to be in the background going, they're right, you are wrong, go quit the show and watch it now. The craziest, I have to say this, for everyone that was listening, I'm speaking for you now, everyone, when you were like, I watched a random episode and the characters, they just weren't that good. That's the wildest, craziest thing anyone's ever said about that show. Never say that again. You watched the first episode. You watch that first episode and tell me that you don't like those characters, and I don't even know what. We'll have to find something for me to do, because I'm so sad.
Fair enough.
That show is a national treasure.
No, it's
just
and your comment, you just shat all over it.
Just watch the first episode. You will not regret it. I have listened to enough of this show and talked to you guys enough to know you will enjoy that. You will watch the first episode and be like, I was a fool. And then we won't see you for a week until you have like binged watched all 3 books. And then you're on to Legend of Korra and you're like, is there something else I can ingest? We're like, there's all these pops you can buy. And you'll be like, not again.
Just when I think I'm out, they suck me right back in.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just had to know.
No, you're good. So, like we said, Mortal Kombat 2021 sitting at a C+. And that concludes this week's episode. DJ, would you like to promote all of your stuff?
You can find me with my wife Beth on the Untrained Eye. It's a podcast about what's happening. We're on all the social mediums at Untrained iPod. That's EYEPOD. And I'm part of the Untrained Eye is part of the Inner Circle Podcast Network. Just go to innercirclepn.com to check that out. And that's it.
Hells yeah. Yeah, go check all of his stuff out. It's freaking awesome. All of it.
Technically,
Every single bit of it.
I do another show called Dragging the Table that's been on technical hiatus for like 2.5 months. But if you want to find that, Dragging the Table is the podcast. At Table Dragger is where I do not post. So you can see my no posts there.
Dude, I still I went back and checked. I'm like, I'm still subscribed to that. Like, aren't I? Like, I still follow.
Dude, I've had no time. Like, you saw, like, yeah, you know, for listeners, I had to cancel on the bros yesterday because I'm a terrible person. And then even today, like, I texted you and I was like, 45 minutes before we were supposed to start. I'm like, well, I'm just getting ready to get home. So it's just been very busy.
Super
it's hard
glad that we were able to have you on.
Thanks for having me and my long-windedness. I'm trying to give Jason Alme a run for his money.
Yeah, well, you are welcome on our show anytime you want to be on it.
All right, next week I'll be here.
Yeah. Next week, speaking of, we will be breaking down. Rose, did you say you wanted to do Nomadland?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
No. Yeah, so we're gonna break down Nomadland. Why is that? Feels like a tongue twister.
People hate that movie, huh? People do not like it. I'm specifically talking about Mikey Trudell. That guy has nothing for that movie. I cannot wait to hear this breakdown because I don't know anything about that movie really. And yeah, I am excited to see what you guys have to say about it.
Dude, I'm excited too. I don't know anything about this movie, so
neither do I.
It's very not very frequent that I go into a movie completely blind. The last movie that I did that with was Unhinged. And that movie's just wild. But if you like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are damn near everywhere you can find them. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. And you can also follow us on social media, where you can DM us with episode ideas, answer our question of the week, or when we do post them. Or if you want to join us on an episode, we would love to have anyone on. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at The Allbros. Our email is at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Website, tinyurl.com/theallbros. Links to everything will be in the description. So, once again, thank you, DJ, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're bummed we missed Beth, but we freaking love her too.
Yes, we do.
She's lurking around here somewhere.
All right. Until next week, this has been the Allbros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And I'm DJ.
And we will catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. It's really bad.